Okay, so I think we're recording okay. So let me just screen share the deck with you. And just give me a little kind of thumbs up if you can see what I'm presenting okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine with it. Okay, fantastic. Okay, you can see this in big screen, yeah?
No,
Okay.
you have it's the other screen. We see it.
Oh,
It's in yeah.
Sorry, apologies, folks. I don't know how do I shut this thing down?
Swap.
Process.
There we go. There we go. Much better. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start off, folks. Welcome, everybody. And I just wanted to make an introduction as well, too. So my name is Fergal Kelly, and I'm the Director of Professional Development here in the PMI Ireland chapter. And with me today is Navid Fahy. So Navid is the lead volunteer for professional development as well, too. So quick hello, Navid. Navid's having technology issues right now. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Navid, and I'm volunteering with this mentorship program. And please let me know if I can help in any way during this mentorship program, and I'm available anytime that you need. Thank you so much, Riga.
Great, thank you, Navid. So, everyone, this is the second intake of our PM MentorMe program. We had our very first intake last year in July. We launched the program. It ran for 6 months, finished up just before Christmas there. And we've had a chance to do a little bit of calibration since that. And we've kicked off our very second intake just after Christmas there, early January. So really do appreciate everybody, registering your interest in being part of the program, particularly all of our mentors. You're absolutely pivotal to the success of this program. So I really do appreciate people who put their hands up as volunteers and with the ambition to give back to the profession and help other members within the community. So firstly, I just want to say a very special thanks to all of you for your generous offer to be part of this intake. So we really do appreciate that. So this program itself is going to run for 5 months. It's going to run. I'll bring you through the timeline in a little bit more detail shortly. The agenda for today is I'm going to do a very quick overview of the MentorMe program. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll then go through some next steps, and I'll give you a chance to answer some questions then at the very end. So I'll just step through the slides then with you, and just to let you know, I will be sending on the deck afterwards, and you'll have a chance to review the link as well to the webinar after the event as well too, if you want to go back through any content. So don't feel you need to take any notes. The content will be shared with you, and there is a bit of detail here. So what I'll be doing is stepping through slides rather than going through everything in detail, just to highlight some of the key points from each. Okay, so the MentorMe program, a quick overview of it. So what we're looking to do here is connect mentors and mentees to develop their professional skills in project management. So it's all around contribution to the individual growth of our chapter members, and it's providing chapter members with the opportunity to be able to share their experiences and expertise and to give back. And that's obviously one of the driving forces between for a lot of our mentors in signing up to this program. Just to qualify with you, because and this is important too, it's not fit for purpose if you're looking to seek job opportunities or obtain certification. So it's not supporting the PMP process or certifications. We have had inquiries come through from participants just asking, if they could find somebody to help them through this process, or it might be maybe somebody who's not in project management but would like to step into project management. So it really isn't for that. It's really around uplifting your project management capabilities from where you are today working as a project manager. So I just wanted to clarify that because that's important. The expectations at the start are very important to the success of the program. So what does it look like this year? So January, as I said there earlier, we kind of kicked off with capturing of lessons learned, gathering feedback from last year, looking at ways in which we can improve the program. And then we started to launch our communication. So we went out to each of you through newsletters, etc. Went through the registration process. Over the past couple of weeks, myself and Navid have gone through all of the applications. There's been quite a number coming through, which is fantastic. There really has been very, very high demand for this program. And in fact, our constraint has really been on the mentor side. So we haven't been able to satisfy the mentee demand. We have more mentees than mentors. So we have done our very best, to try and pair people as best we possibly can. But some people may have to carry over into the next intake later on in the year. So here we are today. Today is the launch, and up to this point, I know most of you have received an email with your pairing, so you know who your mentor or your mentee is. And we wanted to get those out as quick as possible. That was last weekend, so that you could reach out to each other and start to schedule sessions with each other over the next number of months. So the plan is that you would have at least one session per month, running all the way to end of June into early July. What we'll do as part of this process is we'll do a quick check-in with you over the first couple of weeks, just to validate everything's okay, that you've met your mentor or mentee. We'll also do a midpoint survey as well, just to validate that everything is still going okay. If there's any feedback you'd like to give us or anything that we can help you with. And then at the very end, we'll do an overall feedback survey, and we'll look for ways in which we can improve the program. And also, we'd love to hear from any good news stories that you have as well too, because that does help us to communicate onwards to the next intake of participants. And we have a very nice AI tool that we tried last year. It was a bit of a trial for us. It was a semantic tool, an AI tool for capturing feedback. It's absolutely fantastic. So you just basically have to speak into the tool for a couple of minutes. It captures your words, and it's able to analyze them and generate themes and provide summary feedback. So anyone who's used the likes of Copilot, etc., will be familiar with these types of summaries. But it worked really well for us last year, and it's something that we're going to use again this year too. So we have at the moment, we have 24 mentor-mentee pairs. We've actually had a bit of a surge in mentor applications over the last number of days. And so I still need to do a little bit of pairing with those mentors and some of the mentees that we weren't able to accommodate. And I'll have that done by this weekend. So we'll have all of those pairings finalized by Sunday. The program itself is going to run for 5 months, so end of June, early July. And I said there in terms of frequency, once a month minimum. Now, many people do find that they like to meet bi-weekly or weekly even, we've heard. So it's entirely up to yourself, but we do recommend once a month at least that you do get together and meet up. And listen, like what we have done with the pairings is, as much as possible, we have tried to accommodate people within the same geographies. And the intention there is that you get a chance to actually meet face to face, for a coffee or wherever, and it's the feedback that we got last year is, providing those face to face opportunities from a networking point of view is very important to people. So we have matched in such a way that people from Dublin are matched with, people from the Dublin area. Same thing in the south, same thing in the west, same thing in the north. So we've done our very best. It hasn't been possible in every situation, but I would say like in over 90% of cases, it's been completed. So requirements in terms of the matching criteria. You've seen this in terms of on the website here as part of the submission process. I won't go through that. But in terms of the matching criteria, I will just call out that we've matched people as best as possible based on their background, their experience, their industry, professional specializations, and obviously location has been a big driver for us as well. So, we've done the very best we can. It's not an exact science. I know some people have in their submissions have been very specific in what they're looking for. So we have endeavored, to do that where we could. If there was somebody who wanted somebody with a particular field, say like technology, we've tried to find a mentor within that space. Or even we've had requests from people previously who wanted to meet someone outside of their particular industry background, because maybe that was a career aspiration of theirs to move industry, and we've done our best to accommodate that too. So anyway, we've done our very best with the process. It worked quite well last year, but just to let you know that there are constraints on it, and we've had to work with those too. If you do find that there are any mismatches along the way, please do let us know. Again, it's good to know that early in the first couple of weeks, and we'll do our very best if we can to find a new pairing for you. As I said, that'll be determined by the number of available mentors, but if we can, we'll do our very best to try and help out. So different ways of calibrating the program. So this is what we used last year, the number of mentor-mentee pairings that reach the end of the ongoing relationship, the frequency of meetings, and then satisfaction ratings through surveys. So we'll do the very same thing in this intake as well too, and we'll capture that as we go through. So lots of benefits for both parties here. The mentor, what we've got in a lot of our feedback is, it's very much around giving back. It's, people who've been in the field for many, many years have gathered a lot of valuable experience and are at that point in their career where they'd like to share that back with maybe more junior members. So that has been, I would say, probably the biggest driver for mentors signing up. Obviously, it does have benefits like you can improve your leadership skills, it broadens your network, and of course, you can earn PDUs as well. Mentees, it really is around having an open and confidential career discussion. It is neutral. It's not somebody who's a direct colleague of yours. So, you can have a much broader conversation with people in this type of environment. And again, it's learning for people who have that experience and that wisdom and have been in the field for a long period of time. You can, I would say to you, be brave, bring up current career challenges, things that you're facing today, and use the advantage of having somebody independent in the room with you that can actually help you brainstorm or troubleshoot whatever it is that you need to go through. But definitely like make it real and use the fact that this person is objective and can give you a very different perspective maybe than somebody who might be a bit closer to you. So I'll just step through this. Claiming PDUs, I won't go through this in detail, but again, you can avail of PDUs for every hour spent volunteering in this space. And if you want to know any more information about that, please do let us know and we'll provide you with it. Okay, so just to go a little bit then into setting expectations around mentoring itself. Is everything okay so far? Am I pacing it okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And I'm just doing a little time check for myself too. Okay, so what is mentoring? So mentoring is to support and encourage people to manage their own learning in order that they maximize their potential, develop their skills, improve their performance, and become the person that they want to be. It's a nice all-inclusive definition there of mentoring. So it's quite broad sweeping. Just to kind of just clarify, like some differences here, mentoring is not coaching, it's not counseling, we're not straying into that space of, the emotions and mental health or, and I suppose a clear distinction is with our approach, it's more informal, more open-ended, whereas, coaching, counseling, they tend to be much more formal, much more structured. Our focus is very much on professional growth and career development, career growth. So it's about the individual passing on experience, it's about knowledge, it's about connections. And, in terms of time frame, listen, it can vary. It can be a very, very short term or it can be long term. We're open to both options. And just to give you an example, we've had some people who were part of the intake last year, that found it so beneficial that they've actually asked could they extend for a further 6 months into this year, and we've okayed that. You know, that's no problem at all. If you find it a very beneficial relationship and you'd like to extend it, you know, please let us know. We're very open to that. But you might also find too that, you know, a short-term mentoring time frame actually works for you, and that you achieve your goals and objectives within that time frame, and that's absolutely too. So it depends what works for you, and just let us know, and we'll support that. So when to use a mentor, you want to learn from a more experienced profession in your field. You want advice and guidance. It's around your network. If you're looking to navigate some challenges that are unique to your organization, again, it's an opportunity to bring up those kind of examples and workshop them through with your mentor. And again, it's all around the maintaining that rapport, that open-ended relationship with your mentor, and kind of cultivating that throughout the mentorship period. In terms of a breakdown of experiences here, so the mentor, it's around, you know, it's obviously it's cooperation with the mentee. It's regular active participation in meetings. You know, let us know how you're going. Like, come back and tell myself, Navid, if you've any issues, if you've any recommendations. We do ask that you would complete an evaluation survey at the very end of it. That really does help us improve the intake then for the next group of people that go through. And if you do have any issues, of course, reach out to us, please. Like, let us know, and we're happy to support any way that we can. From a mentee perspective, so the responsibility is on the mentee to reach out to the mentor. So that's the way it works here. So the first initiation comes from the mentee, and I know a lot of you have actually started that already. It's your role to coordinate the process, like record keeping, you know, setting the agendas, timelines, summarizing what you want to get out of each of the sessions. I would say also add to that, you know, the goal setting. That's something that will be your responsibility to lead out on. You know, having that regular and active participation in meetings. And again, we would ask at the very end that you would do an evaluation survey as well too, and let us know what you've gained from the experience, any lessons learned, etc. And also along the way, if you have any issues whatsoever, Navid and I are here to help you out. Right, so just some tips that we have here, and we've run through these with previous groups. So from a mentee perspective, it's very much around like maintaining a very positive outlook. You know, take responsibility for your own professional growth. You know, be prepared to listen to feedback, take feedback constructively. Your mentor is here to help you, you know, and to give you guidance. So, you know, take things in that spirit. This one here is like taking risks, you know. So try things out, you know, take a kind of a pilot approach to things. If you know, if you want to experiment, be open to that. And just I suppose one thing I would say here is, you know, the mentor isn't to give you answers to all your problems, you know. A good way of thinking about this is think of your mentor as somebody who's just suggesting a set of alternatives to you. And, you know, there are lots of alternatives out there, but they're obviously bringing their wisdom, their knowledge, their experience to the table. So they'll have their own, I suppose, like perspectives on the world. So just treat that as an alternative channel for you to be able to understand and learn different ways of working. And then from a mentor perspective, like obviously a really important part here is just the establishment of that trust and rapport up front, you know, listening actively to your mentee. I think setting those clear expectations up front is really, really key to this. That's, you know, feedback that we got last year was, you know, the benefit of setting those goals and expectations at the very start. Is providing that constructive feedback all the way through, sharing your knowledge and experience, kind of making it real for people, bringing your case studies to the table. And you know, reflection. I think that's an important bit too. You know, using experiences as opportunities to reflect and learn, and you know, facilitating those kind of reflective discussions with mentees is very important. And celebrating success, of course, that's something that I don't think all of us do well enough. So that's obviously important as part of that journey too. I've just included a template here just for reference. You might find this useful. I've used charters before myself, and it's a nice way to kind of structure conversations. And it breaks out, what the responsibilities of each party is. You can agree what your frequency is up front, how you're going to do your record keeping, etc. So you could use something like this and modify it for yourself, or use a different tool if you find that more helpful. The code of conduct, I won't go through this in detail, but obviously confidentiality is really, really important here. That's foundational to the relationship. So everything that's said between the mentor and mentee has to be respected and treated with that level of confidentiality. It is private. It doesn't go any further. Professionalism, it is a professional relationship, and that level of formality then can be agreed between both of you up front. And again, just boundary management as well too. We've kind of spoken to that earlier when we talked about counseling, versus mentorship, etc. So it's just maintaining that kind of professional boundary in that relationship. And listen, if there are any conflicts of interest that do come through, whether it's professional, commercial, operational, or whatever else, do let us know. And again, we're here to support. So, just next steps here. So as I said, the very next steps for everybody here would be just to, get together, initiate. The first meeting is initiated by the mentee. So the suggestion here, actually, this should read February. Sorry, this is the last intake, but the very first session we would ask that you'd have it as a group there before the end of February. And that means then that we get that kind of cadence throughout March, April, May, June onwards. Next here is around establishment of objectives and a high-level plan for the mentoring period. So come up with some short-term and long-term goals to show early success for both of you. And agree on communication channels. So what's the best way in which you like to work together? Do you want to do a certain amount of the sessions virtually? Are you open to meeting in person? So just agree all that up front. That would be very beneficial. And how you're going to keep records as well of the mentorship sessions. Again, that kind of note taking, you can agree all that up front as well. So, I think we've actually landed nicely on time here, and I promised I'd give you all a few minutes towards the end, just to ask any questions that you might have about the process or any element of the mentorship.
Just a question on some of the documents you mentioned there. Are they to be shared with the PMI, or are they just between the two people?
Oh, they're just to be shared between the two people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They would be treated as part of that confidentiality. Absolutely. Yeah. Good question.
But didn't you say there could be audited for checking your PDUs?
Yeah, so we just say that you would just keep a record yourself, of them in case it's more of it's a PMI global thing, just for PDUs, just to evidence that you've had sessions. So something maybe that just records, the time and the date that you've met, maybe some high level discussion points, something just for yourself for note keeping that you could look back on just to show that you've had those meetings together. Again, we're not going to come looking for them, but it's just, in case at any point in time later on it was audited. Have any of you
in the chat? Yeah. There's a question in the chat. I was just alerting you. There's a question in the chat.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thanks very much. So is it necessary to be currently running a project to be a mentee? I completed my project abroad. I thought could do the past project instead. I don't know. No, listen, there isn't really no. I mean, it's we've had several people who are in that kind of transition phase of their life. They might be looking to make a career pivot. They might have, some experience, like in this particular example of project management or of running a project, and they're looking to grow that area. And that's absolutely fine, and in fact, I've actually had one particular mentor, and their particular quest was that they would be matched with a mentee who is in that early stage of their career. So somebody with kind of 1 to 5 years experience and was just starting off in the profession. And we've accommodated those that pairing in this as part of this process. So no, absolutely fine. Is there another question in there too? Anyone in Cork? But that's Carol.
Yes, it's not a very important question. Just I was curious if anyone was in Cork, and maybe to meet also other people from this group, in addition to your mentee or mentor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Carol. This is Thomas. I'm in Cork as well. I work for Apple there.
Okay, that's nice. Hello, Thomas.
Yeah,
I'm working for Billy.
I responded to your message too. I'm in Cork as well. Shefali here.
Okay, that's nice. So we could have maybe we could meet one day.
Sure, we can get in touch over LinkedIn, and then
The Christmas party in the
Sounds
making
awesome
here.
to me.
yeah. No, I was going to actually ask the question on the similar lines that, especially participants of this program, is there any networking event that gets planned where the mentees can probably talk to each other, they can share their goals and what they have achieved? Because one person's testimony can help the other person to plan as well to get most
Good idea.
benefit out of this program. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great question, and it was one of the points I was just going to add at the very end here, is that it is something, a bit of feedback that we got last year, is that people would love to have a face-to-face mentorship kind of networking event. So we're going to accommodate that here in Dublin. It'll be probably in April. We've been kind of talking at a board level around how we might kind of join up a number of different events. But certainly something with volunteers and something with mentors and mentees. We're going to set something up so to give you all the opportunity to meet face to face. And I think that's a nice thing to be able to do, you know, because we spend a lot of time, I think, in the virtual world, but somewhere central in Dublin that people can kind of get to quite easily and have a couple of drinks, get to know each other and share experiences. So good question. We're absolutely planning to do that this year, and we'll just have to pick a date and we'll come back and we'll let you know then what that is.
Perfect. Looking forward. Yeah.
Great. And I like the idea of Cork people meeting as well too. So you can absolutely.
I guess we should have a smaller networking event.
Yes,
here.
yes.
Being from Tipperary, I think all the Cork people should just meet each other. That's okay, right?
No, Limerick people can join as well. We have some surrounding people as well.
I'm in Tullamore. I'm feeling it's going to be a very small networking event.
Okay, well, there's no rules against different jerseys meeting anyway, so that's that works for us. Yes, a couple of points I just wanted to make at the very end is so it was something that came back last year, and it was around, you know, how much structure there is on this process, and you know, we've been talking to one of our international chapters around a mentor toolkit or a framework. You know, so something around that might help with structuring of sessions or discussion points, best practices, all that kind of thing. So it is something that we're working on. It'll be, hopefully we'll have this over like the next number of months. But we're going to leverage off one of our international partners who's done some of this already. So we hope to be able to bring that back to you. And that might just help you, you know, with some of the formalities of and structuring around mentorship. So that's something that we're on the lookout for. And then another thing is just around international opportunities. So again, we're having conversations with one of our US international chapters at the moment. And we're looking to pilot to see what would it be like for us to be able to join up the PMI Ireland chapter mentorship with, say, someone on the west coast of America, you know, and what might that look like? And that kind of international experience and international exposure could be quite valuable, you know, to us in Ireland, but also to them too. So just to let you know, like, you know, when we have something a bit more concrete, we'll come back and we'll announce it to you in one of our updates. But just that, you know, like that's kind of just conversations happening in the background to see if we can do a little bit more outside of the boundaries of this country. So that's it, really, guys. I know we're kind of up on time here. So unless anybody has anything else to add,
Fergal, sorry, Mark Lyson here very quickly. I've sent you an email. I just have a specific.
Has Mark dropped there, or is that just me?
No, I can't hear him either. You got out of that one, Fergal. Okay. No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's back. He's back.
Can you hear me now?
Sorry, Mark, you're back now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think my link is a bit
Drop the video, Mark.
problematic. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Drop
kill
the video, Mark. Kill the video.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Fergal, I have just sent you an email and I'd appreciate some clarification. It's just, I don't want to have it in the general meeting, just to mention that I have something there for you. If it suits you to call me immediately, that would be great. If it doesn't, that's fine. Okay, thank you.
Perfect, Mark. I'll give you a call straight after. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, listen, guys. Thank you all for making time just to be part of this session today. Really appreciate it. And listen, I hope you really enjoy the mentorship experience. We've had, you know, fantastic feedback on it last year. So really hope that all of you enjoy it, and, you know, give us your feedback if there's any extra support that Navin and I can provide you. We'll do that over the next number of months, and you know, go forward and, you know, set up your very first session together. If there's any issues, let us know kind of quickly. If we need to do any, you know, changes in pairings, etc., we'll try and do that as best we can over the next couple of weeks. But otherwise, we will look forward to hearing you over the next month or so. And as soon as we get information around a live networking event, I'll come back and I'll let you know more about that.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye
Bye.
now.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.